Okay, so here is my update for this week. I just finished week 7 of the Sculpt Shred program. Yeah, so we're still in the beginning stages of the program. So this week was maybe a little bit of a setback, but I'm not really like upset about it because I've still got like so many more weeks since this is such a long program, 18 months. But yeah, I was doing so good on like the calories, staying below 1800 calories. But I also, like in the previous weeks, but I also wasn't really having like great workouts. And again, I'm still trying to figure out like how much of that is hormones, how much of that is diet. Sleep is good. Like I get enough sleep every night. So I don't think sleep has an impact. So I think it's mostly like my diet and hormones. But yeah, so there was a couple days this week that I hit my calorie goals, but then there was a couple days that I just like went pretty crazy. And it was harder to not, like, I think specifically like last week, I just wasn't having cravings. I wasn't, it was super easy for me to stay under the calories, but like I probably last week, if I would have just eaten however I wanted, I probably wouldn't have even made the 1700 calories. But this week it was a different story because I just wanted to eat. There was 2 days that I actually went over 3,000 calories. Part of that had to do with my roommate. Like there was a couple days that we normally if we go out to eat together, I won't eat just because most places don't have vegan options, or the vegan options like aren't very good, and I just eat my food at home. But there are some places that have vegan options, so we like went to McAllister's and got a veggie sandwich, which is more calories than what I would normally eat for like lunch. And then so it kind of threw off my macros at night. And then I think a part of me is like, well, if I'm already over, let's just go all in. So yeah, I don't know. I think for this initial part, like maybe I could eat more than like my maintenance calories, but just not that much more. I don't know. I'm still going to try to stay under 2,000. And I'm going to try to get back in my routine of like eating the same thing every day. But yeah, I don't know. My weight did start to go, like my average weight was 140 over the week, which is the same that it's pretty much it's been the last few weeks. But if you look at the last few days, it's definitely like crept up from like 138, 139 at the end of last week to like 142 today. But yeah, it might be my hormones. I was looking back. So I said that I had that 1 week that was just like such high energy. Everything felt so great. And that week I wasn't eating a massive amount of calories. And that was right about a month ago today. So I'm hoping, like I don't want to like mentally get myself hyped up for this, but I'm hoping that this next week will be a high energy week for me, where I can really get on track and really get some good workouts in. And I already feel like my brain is good. My brain, like the last couple of days, has just been like working pretty fast. And that's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Like I like it when my brain is like kind of like working a lot like that, but at the same time it gets me easily distracted. So I wasn't as focused this week on my workouts and focusing on my food and all that. I was more focused on like projects at school, projects at work, different ideas that I have for things that I want to do around the house, things like that. So even though maybe my workouts and my diet suffered a little bit this week, I feel like I made a lot of progress in other areas. So I don't know, maybe that's just how it is. But yeah, so this next week will be week 8. And then this first phase is 10 weeks. And so in a couple of weeks, I will move into phase 2. And from how she has it laid out, it sounds like I shouldn't expect to see like a whole lot of changes until I get into like phase 4. Because she already talked about, you know, like once you get through phase 2, you might feel a little bit defeated and like wonder like why all this work for, you know, you're not really seeing like the changes that you want. But she's like, just push through that, you know, kind of discouraged feeling. So I'm gonna play it out and see. Like, I'm not feeling discouraged. I don't know. This week was just like a little bit off track, but I still did decent in my workouts and everything. Oh, and I also, one thing that's been kind of holding me back a little bit in my workouts is my grip. It's definitely gotten a lot better than when I first started going to the gym. But I feel like I don't even really get a good back workout because my grip can't hold enough weight to get a good workout in my back. So I think my back is stronger than my grip. And so I got these little gloves off of Amazon, and they did seem to help. I've had them for a while, but this was the first week I remembered to bring them to the gym, and they just kind of fit over your hand like this. And it has these little grippies here that just kind of helped a little bit. I've got another pair of gloves that are more, and I've got like is it Versa grips that I may use later on, but these were just really easy. I was really impressed with them, actually. They stayed on my hands really well, and I just wore them all through my workouts for like 3 of the days that I had like heavy weights to grab. And so yeah, like I'm hoping I can get some heavier weights with these, or maybe some of the other gloves that I have. So yeah, I don't really have a lot more to talk about. I don't know how my measurements are gonna turn out this week. I would just say, based on how my body feels, I don't feel as like toned as I have in previous weeks. And I feel kind of chubby today. So that's just like how I feel about myself right now. And so I guess we will see when I do my measurements, but I will scroll through my apps real quick and then get to the measurements. Okay, so we will start with my weight. Actually, I'll show you my sleep. I've been getting pretty good sleep. I also was like, normally I try to wake up by like 4 or somewhere between 4 and 5. And this week I just felt tired and I didn't want to get out of bed. And so I gave myself a little bit of leeway in that. So yeah, I was getting 9 hours of sleep pretty consistently. Wednesday I had to be at a meeting out of town early, so I did get up early on that day. But yeah, I mean, I normally get an average of 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, pretty much every week. So sleep is good. And then the weight, yeah, you see it like kind of shot up there at the end. At the start of the week last Sunday, I was 138.8, and then it's just kind of gone up since then until 142 today. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have those like 3,000 calorie days too many times. Let's go to my Fitness Pal. So with the calories, you can see there, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all over my calories, substantially on Friday. What happened Friday? Oh, me and my roommate went to the grocery store and decided to have a pizza party that night. We got some frozen pizzas, and that kind of pushed me over the top, I think. But yeah. But one thing I was thinking whenever I had that day, I was like, okay, I am eating a lot more than I've usually been eating, but I feel like it wasn't like that much compared to like days that I would eat a lot in the past. Like, even though I ate a lot of calories, I'm like, I've definitely eaten way more than that at other points in my life. So I'm like, calories can creep up. I do think it's good for people to just track what they eat, even if they're not trying to limit themselves, just to know how many calories they're eating. Because based on that, compared to like days in the past that I've had, I easily have eaten over 5,000, 6,000, maybe even 7,000 calories in a day if I were to eat like fast food twice and snack. The calories can climb up like really quickly if you don't watch it. The macros, again, like I said, I wasn't trying to focus so much on protein anymore. And yeah, so my percentage of protein was 20%. Carbs were high. Yeah, I guess I was just really craving carbs this week. And even though my protein percentage was lower than last week, because I ate more calories, I actually ended up eating more actual grams of protein than I did last week. So yeah, there's that. So I will get to my measurements and see how this translates into changes in my body, if it has. Okay, so the bottoms on my practice bikini actually broke. Not because they were too small, but I don't know. I think I can sew them back together, or pin them together, but I don't want to mess with that today, so we're just gonna go with my underwear for this time. So here's how we look. Alright, and since I'm not gonna change out the bottoms, we'll just get right into the measurements. Alright, so my chest, the band has been sitting, I think this is too low actually. There we go. My band has been sitting at about 30 inches, I think, this whole time. Don't really expect that to change too much. So yeah, it's like right at 30 still. The top has been around 35, somewhere between 35 and 36. Oh, it's getting twisted today. Still twisted. What's wrong? Oh, I think some of my weight may have gone into my chest. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty close to 36 today. But last week it was 35 3/4, so my waist had gone up quite a bit last week. I'm thinking it may be up this week too. Yep. Well, 31 3/4, or oh my god, it went up a lot. Hold on. Yeah, my waist went up like an inch this week. So last week it was 30 3/4. This week it's 31 3/4. Is that right? Yep. And then my hips, they had actually gone down last week. So we'll see about this week. 38 and a half. It's smaller. Last week it was 38 and 3/4. And then my thighs have been the same, like, pretty much the whole time I've been working out. So I've been around 21. And yep, right at 21 again. So there's that. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but maybe not. I don't know. I guess that's it. I got a lot of things I want to do around the house today. The weather's getting really nice, and I'm gonna plant some bamboo in my yard today. And so yeah, but then I'm gonna get back on it, try to get like back in my good routine starting tomorrow. I don't have like all that traveling and everything for work, and yeah, I don't know, just gonna try to get back on it, try to not deviate as much from the meal plan, try to get back to where I'm eating like the same thing every day, trying to focus a little bit more on protein. I think I'm gonna try to do what I had planned to do last week, because I wasn't even having my protein shakes most mornings this week, so I want to try to at least get like a protein shake in the morning. And but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful for next week. But yeah, we'll see what happens.